Welcome to the second edition of the Nila International Folklore Film Festival. We have a fascinating inaugural session yesterday with folk songs of Meghnath and Nanjiama, followed by the discussion with the filmmakers Tara Douglas and Anand Rai, whose films are contesting in the competition category of NIFI 21. Today, we have Meghnath, who is a filmmaker and a social activist working in Jharkhand for the last 40 years. His animation film, Mundari Srishtikatha, which is directed by Tuhin Paul, is one of the 12 films competing for the Blackfire Award. Being a committed social activist, Meghnath has been actively involved in eliminating bonded labor in Jharkhand and has participated in the people's struggle to save the land, water, and forest, and for upliftment of the life of the tribal people. Meghnath's filmography includes many noteworthy films like Gadi Lohardaga Mail, Taking Side, and so on. He is a recipient of several national and international awards, including the prestigious National Film Award. On behalf of NIFI, I welcome Meghnath. We have Meghnath's team, Akra Ranji, and his friends and filmmaker Biju Topo, Rupert Sahu, and others. On behalf of NIFI, I welcome all. To interact with Meghnath, we have Divakar Kuppan, who is an independent animation filmmaker and educator. Along with Divakar, we have Abhijith, who is a design student at IDC School of Design, IIT Bombay, and Amit, who is also a student at the IDC School of Design. Divakar has done animation for several animation for research films and for University of Oxford. He has won several honors, including 20 national and international awards. His film, The Fox of the Palm Grove, is an amazing film which received the prestigious Mumbai Film Festival Award. I am so delighted to welcome Divakar on behalf of NIFI. Amit, who is studying interaction design in IIT Bombay, has engaged in product management after graduating from IIT Kharagpur in 2019. Amit is very passionate about art and design and love painting. Welcome, Amit. Abhijith is a design student at IDC School of Design, IIT Bombay, and is currently working in his folklore-based animation film for his final year project. Welcome, Abhijith. Without further delay, I welcome again all our audience to listen the story of Mundari Srishtikatha through our guest. Over to you, Divakar.
Thank you so much, Sanket. First of all, I welcome everyone to the NIFI, the only folklore festival in India that is so specialized and dedicated to folklore. And sir, it's my pleasure to be in conversation with you, and I welcome the other participants also. Sir, straight away first question. So, how come you ended up doing this? Like, how you happened to producing this animation film with Mr. Paul? Can you give a brief introduction?
Basically, our group, this is the first animation film that we have made, and last 30 years, our group is working here on different issues, basically doing documentaries. And this Mundari Srishtikatha was done by a young intern from NID who came to work with us for some time, about 12 years ago. So that is how we came out to work on animation, because I personally feel that many of the stories, that folk stories, especially of our indigenous Adivasi people, it will be very difficult to fictionize it and to do it. It will not communicate that well. All these things can be communicated with animation in a more efficient and proper way. very one-to-one, people can accept it. And if you're asking how did you come to it, I will say that, you know, this animation film, I had been experimenting with communication quite way back. I can tell you 78, 80, that was the time when I was trying to work in the rural area with school children. And I tried to work with the children, so that those were the days not of camera and animation in our part here. It was basically slide projector. You know, you keep a slide and so tell the story. Children's, you know, they wanted to tell their story, but those slides also need a camera, na, to shoot something. And if the story is of a rat and a cat, how they can shoot a rat and a cat? Na? So it was difficult. So I developed something those days. I'm telling you, 78, something called kick the camera slide. Once you kick your camera out, and still you can make slide. How I used to do those days was, you know, if the story is of a cat and a rat, and the child is trying to develop something, story, I will take a white sheet of paper and try to make box of 70 by 32 mm, 70 mm by 32 mm, and draw frames. If the story consists of 16 frames, draw those frames. Then when you do Xerox, and again I'm telling you, those days Xerox was very primitive, you know, it was the box like this and box like this, like that. In that, we used to do 50% Xerox, half Xerox. That is 30, 70 will become 35 and 32 will become 16. So 35 by 16. So you are getting exactly a slide holder side of your drawing in a cellophane, 50% Xerox. Put it in that slide cover and put it in the machine. And so this I started doing with some schools those days. And the children were very happy and telling their story. That is what I developed my own name, calling Kick the Camera Slide. So those were the days where I started experimenting with things. And later on, as you see the film you have seen, only thing that I personally feel that many of my friends, you especially like you and others, you are into animation, and I am very happy that I can see young people doing it. But still, I tell you, friends, that animation is a costly affair. I mean, animation is not a very cheap medium. Cheap in a low cost medium. I think that you and I, we will have to again sit down and find out ways and means how children can talk their story in low cost medium. And as I said, that the slide I was telling you, the slides of 78, 80 will today, we can do something like what you call in computer scanning जो क्या program करते हैं, what you जो वो क्या program Photoshop में नहीं, जो दिखाते हैं हम लोग PPT program, no? So you can develop a whole PPT program, set of things in drawings and a commentary with that from the children, school children, maybe middle school children. They do their drawings or something and they present it, and then they also give the commentary and how you can PowerPoint presentation, how you can do PowerPoint presentation and tell the story. I think those are the things which will be, especially for folklore and others, we can do it low cost medium. Definitely people like you and others who will be doing animation and all that. And I have seen so much. Tara Douglas was here yesterday, and I have been to one of the festivals she had organized in Meghalaya, and I had seen so many people doing. I'm very happy that I was there, and I'm very this thing for this medium of animation. So that's what at present I want to tell you. Ask me.
Sir, it was like very inspiring to hear your that kit you developed back then. It was like back then animating on film was very difficult. Like we cannot even see the preview. Like we have to wait even the next
I was
after
talking
the
about the days
film.
when computer was not there. I'm talking about the days
Yeah,
when
computer
computer
was
was
not
not
there.
there.
Yeah, we have to wait. In animation nowadays, without live view, it is very difficult to do the like without onion skin. It is very difficult. But back then, doing this with the children, it was like very inspiring. And so now you, the young Tuhin Paul, young animator who has come to you. So what is the difference? What to say? Nowadays it is a little bit. The process has become easier with the help of computers as well as iPads, and like now the process become very easier. So now in this production of the particular film, so what was that? What to say? Like now we get more space, more thing to worry on, like storytelling. Like now we don't need to worry on technique that much because computer have simplified, and even the
I am not
editing
getting
everything has
it properly. Maybe you can put your visuals off so that the audio way. And I'm not getting
yeah.
your.
Yeah, my question is simple. Like so now
Okay.
working on this project, like what is the thing that you find like that has simplified in animation production due to technology? Like how easy it was, com- comparative to older days.
No. I personally feel that if a person who is with me and we are doing animation and that person's personal fees are not that too high, uh, then we can afford to do something very good. But as I know that with all computer also, animation for a 1 minute is a very tedious affair with computer also. So it becomes a little costly thing as compared to other. When we make a documentary or something like that, a small this thing, we can do it within a workable budget. Uh, but when it comes to animation of a say 5 to 7 minute, 10-minute film, it's really it's a real work for the animator. It's nothing that one cannot sit in the morning and finish it in a week or something like that. A good quality thing that when I have heard that the way if you have got an award, I know then what you have worked on it. So keeping that in mind, and if I have a person who is with me working, in a collaborating ways, but if I have to hire someone and make things because I don't know how to do, if I have to hire someone, it really costs a little bit, which sometimes doesn't become very possible within a small group like what we had. Um, what I am telling that if animation, I am not telling any animation is a way that will communicate. It communicates really well. But many of the small stories that young Adivasi friends in our village here want to tell, school friends do want to tell, and if those stories have to come down to things, because here the film you have seen, two stories were there, but we have a collection of maybe 50 of them, and each another are good in their way. And to make a animation film of most of them, it will be very costly. Although I am trying to convince my friends, and I am expecting another friend film to come called Sosobonga, story of iron makers, called Sosobonga Ki Kahani. It's on early days, how when the Mundas understood the climate change, what you say climate change today, what they had understood 4,000 years ago, and how they had punished the iron maker because they were burning charcoal and making smoke. So, and I want to make it. I want to make it. We are working with friends who will do it, help us to do it. So I have my full faith to the medium of animation. But I will ask you all also to experiment that can there be an intermediary phase, a low cost something where young people can participate into it and tell their story better, like the way I told you that we did in way back in 78, 80, called Kick the Camera Slide.
Sir, so coming to the two stories, so like out of the 50 stories, like what made you to choose these two particular folklore stories? Like these two particular stories, like as we see, they were like very fresh and very original. Like as most of the folklores, like India is full of folklores, full of so many original stories. And like out of the 50 collection, you have like what made you to choose this particular two stories?
Uh, uh, all other stories are also equally well. We started with this. We wanted to work on the creation myth. You see, in Adivasi society, their written scripts are very new. Unlike many of our society whose written scripts are 200, 400 years old. So, and before 400 years also, you and I also had many folk stories. Ramayana and Mahabharata is a type of thing, and when we go to many part of the country, we will see Yakshagana, we will see many South India, we will see many. So these are all stories that were told in that day. Here, Adivasi friends also have many old stories. But unfortunately, our generation, we had our grandfathers and grandmothers to tell us stories. For whatever reason, our generation or our next generation, they don't have to tell this to the children. So folk stories are very, very essential for human being to develop themselves. A child can develop he himself or herself with dignity when he or she will hear there is something good in their own society. Because today's modern education is a stupid thing, trying to create an inferiority complex in a group of people and showing that so-called education is superior to all things, which is totally stupid. If we want to have dignity in us, we have to go and find out things which is there in our own society. So that is how we have taken these stories. And again, I tell you, folk stories are folk stories. It may sometimes not look very scientific. It may not look very scientific. But when I show these films to our children, I always try to say that, friends, this is a science 4,000 years ago. This was a science 4,000 years ago. And within 4,000 years, lot of change has taken place. So you must feel proud of your old stories in that way. But modern science, you must see it from modern science in scientific way today. So keeping that in mind, we have taken this story of creation of earth and creation of day and night. Creation of earth, what you have seen and you will see. In the Adivasi society, we always think not I have done it or this has done, but we have done it, collective. And the Adivasi sees in that collectiveness the life. And that first story, it tells that one another and this animal and that animal is trying, but they are failing. And that earthworm is telling, we can give a try if we collectively try to do something. So that collectiveness was my strength of things where it called me to take up that story. And the second one is the day and night. You will see normally what happens, many of us are religious, many of us are not religious. Even if you are religious, we think that, we are supposed to be for God. So we have to pray for God, we have to fast for God and do whatever, we have to go to Sabrimala for God and many places. Huh? But here, in the second story, you will try to see, we said that we are not for God, God is for us. Whatever we need, God will try to create, and God also can do mistake. You see, in that thing you have seen, God makes only day and no night. And people are, so God says, wrong, sorry. I will try to do something. Huh? And he creates a night. After when he creates night, there was no light. So this fellow asks for torchlight. And God makes then star and moon as torchlight. Huh? So this is what I am trying to show, that, you and God, you are not supposed to do everything, pray and all these things for God. God also will do for you. He's your friend and he's your together. So that I like the story in that. So that two story allowed me to make this Srishtikatha.
So at this point, I just want to point out, I was wondering, our folk tales in today's modern context, what kind of purpose do these folk tales serve? Because on the outside, if you're looking in, it seems very simple. But when you think about, like you mentioned, God can make mistakes, and it's very humble of the supreme deity to recognize his mistakes and then fix them. So there are all these very small sort of lessons in these stories. So do you think folklore in today's times have this sort of power to convey educational sort of lessons and also entertain, and hence the power of these folk stories is a lot nowadays? So I would like to ask you that. So what do you think is the purpose of these? Is it to convey, just to entertain, or convey these educational lessons sort of?
Every religious mythology and every Adivasi folklore, there may be many things which are little bit near the science, and there may be something which will be very far away from science. For example, we will say that God Hanuman, he saw the sun and ate the sun, or something like that. Now no one can eat the sun. So that type of thing, if you try to tell the story to our children, then you are giving two unscientific things. That is there into our folklore also. There are something which are too much absurd. So we must not select those stories. We must select those stories which may be seen from science and science of place. It may differ from a little bit of science, and that the children will get the skill of arguing with the thing, with the teacher or whoever will see the thing. And the children must have the, we must not try to see children, just they will open their mouth and you will put something and it will go into their brain. There must be something where they can also argue within themselves. That debating tendency also has to. So when we are selecting some folklores from whichever, from wherever, we must select those things where the children can also question whether that is right, whether that is wrong, and then go into an argument. So a scientific frame of mind can be developed from there.
A very interesting point that you brought up about children. I'm actually very curious. So when you showed this story, Mundari Srishtikatha, to, I'm hoping, the kids from the Munda community or just children in Jharkhand. So I want to know the reaction of those children. How did they take this film, or how excited were they about this film?
First of all, we have to see that, as I said in the previous thing also, in modern education, it develops a complexes, superiority complex versus inferiority complex. Especially the Adivasi society, ये तो पुराना है, गांव का है, उसका दिमाग नहीं है, उसका वो नहीं है, and that society has so many literary figures and so many kings and so many Rana Pratap and so many Shivaji, all these things. Then these other children, they will feel there will be a little bit of inferiority complex. Now, when you try to show this type of thing, the children first of all get something, 4,000 years, my grandfather had something. First time that is coming. Let us not be over eat the head, but some type of thing. So some children who are sitting like this will now sit little straight. That's the first lesson, that's the first thing. And then things must start, like that. And you must, and we, you means not you, we all together must develop a scientific frame also within our children. So when you are also getting 10 and 20 and 50 stories, you have to select. In our place also, in the Mundari, this thing also, how the sun is so powerful and the and there was more something, and moon, how they are soft. There are stories that sun was allowed to eat so many children, and I am not using those stories. Someone is eating children, that type of story, why we will try to bring out? We must bring out those stories which are very human and which will make someone very human. So our selection of the stories also must have a social and scientific and political purpose for selecting.
Hi, sir. First of all, thank you for this opportunity to talk. So my question was how these stories was collected. What was the process that you followed to find out these stories, find out these folklores from like around your areas or even India?
Many of these stories in the Adivasi society, they are live stories still today. Still in the villages, many rituals takes place around these stories. So it's not a very scientific, very thing that I found out somewhere there. No. They are there. When you go to in our area, when we are trying to tell these stories, someone will say, "Oh, yes, I have also heard this from my grandfather." But when I heard it, there was some differences. There was some, and we must allow the differences. I tell you, again thinking that what I am telling is the only right. It's also a type of a patriarchy, feudal patriarchy thing. In Adivasi way, we have something like that. When I am telling a story, I tell in a particular way, and when someone else is sitting there and he or she is also telling, then she is also telling in a little different way. Our way of thinking is that what this person is telling, he is also right, because he has heard it from his grandfathers and others like that. And what she is telling, she is also right, because she has also heard from her grandmother and all that. So both are right. So this many of the stories, as I am telling that one story which I want to make, it is on iron makers. We call Sosobonga ki story. That story is so live that it is used in the prayers when someone dies. That story is used as a prayer. So many of the stories are there. We have to humble. I tell you example. I tell you the foolishness of myself. I am here for last 40 years. For first 15-20 years, I didn't want to hear anything from there. I was thinking that I have come with many of the knowledge which I will dump it there. But when I tried to open my heart and try to observe and hear, then all these stories came to me. Okay, so how the stories and how it will come to you, you have to keep your heart open. In Maharashtra only, in the Warli tribe, my friend is the Pradeep Prabhu, and he has collected so many Warli stories. What is that book? I will show you a book that my friend from Maharashtra, from the Warlis, he has done. And they are so beautiful stories of how, why the rats eats in the field, their share of grains, why eagle takes the chicken from the hen. All these types of, and they are very in their own way, they are very human. So that's the way we can try to, I will just show you the book that of Pradeep Prabhu. It is available in the market, and that is the way. And I tell you, the children will, from childhood, a certain type of humanism will develop when we will talk about this type of this thing. Wisdom from the Wilderness. This is the book. Wisdom from the Wilderness by Pradeep Prabhu. Wisdom from the Wilderness. It was published from Earth Care Books in Calcutta, I think from Amazon or something also you can get it. Please.
Yeah, so this is something I recently, it's like a personal experience that I had. And also this is something I wanted to ask you. So I have noticed that in our indigenous cultures, like I'm from Assam, so there are lots of tribes in and around Assam.
Yes.
But there is a lack of documentation of our folk songs, or lack of documentation or archives of our folk stories. Is that something you feel is like, especially in our country, it's like a very huge issue, and something that we should probably, and what can we do about it? Because it seems like such a large problem to solve. Like there are so many cultures and identities that we are losing.
This is because of the colonial slavery. As I said, something else is good and it is there in that big library. It may be in India, and if it is an American library, it will be very, very, very good. That's a total stupid way. I am totally with you that things are not documented here also. All many, and I tell you, for children to be human in today's date, when hate politics is in so strong in front of us, to make the children human is our political task. So to collect, and if there is not there a group of things, whether make film or not, make animation or not, first collect it. First 5-10 years, if you can collect, I can tell you, it will be a wonder. And I tell you, why it is very important to collect is that those generation who knew these stories are gone. Again another. This is what I do. My library like this. I just brought it this book last month. It is from the Voices from the Lost Horizon. It's about the folk stories of Andaman, a tribe that only 2 or few people were there. And after it is documented that those tribes are also gone. And it's very small, 4-line, 10-line stories. And still, so if those group who are only 2 and 4, and they're also gone, if someone can do a work like this, at least the tribes, you and I in Assam and anywhere, they are now still in thousands. So we must, and it is essential today because the generation who knew, they are vanishing fast. Old people are vanishing fast. So it is a task that is an urgent task of going and trying to jump and try to open our heart and to collect it. And once it is collected, then the skill that you all have, with that skill, you will try to put it into, implement it into action, into animation or anything in the coming days.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, that seems like a wonderful thing. Because we are losing so much information, plus we are losing such a beautiful part of our culture, like our folk songs, our stories, all of these things that we are losing. So it's actually high time that we try to document and create an archive of sorts of all of this collected knowledge. So yeah. So do we have any more questions from Divakar or Abhijith?
Yeah, like I have an insight. So, sir, earlier you said like our education system makes our culture and everything feel inferior, and that inferiority complex start building right from our primary education. But like when we are young, or like when my grandfather or when my grandma, like we hear this folklore and these little stories from our grandma and grandpa, and these stories are basically woven around the local flora and local fauna, and around it is they are built around local geography only, like. And most of the time, like in our textbooks, we don't find details on about our local fauna and local flora. Most of the time, like we might read about kangaroos, and we might read about some animals like that are not in our country, like some unnecessary things we read. But when children hear these stories, like which have local knowledge, uh, so that is actually, like it you said, it is very emergency, like we need to like restore, we collect these stories and document it. And like I think, like in your 50 stories, like it might be a huge task for you to collect, and it would have taken a very lot hard work for you, like. So I want to ask you, like, so out of all these stories, so like were they from one very, like only one tribe, or they are from different tribes?
Pardon, I didn't understand. I didn't understand.
So the folk stories you collected, are they all of them from only one tribe, or are they from different tribes?
Again, what I am trying to tell is that I have not collected. They are already documented in some way, this and that, and they are live here and there. When I say I have collected it, again, it will be something I have done something. It is there. I have just organized it into places. I have organized it into places. And I tell you, my friends, because you are in the visual communication, all the comics thing of Tom and Jerry that is coming into television, if you try to analyze it, they are very violent in their own. They are very violent. All those morning, he will go and tongue, he will hit, and that fellow will go tung, he will hit, and that will dum, he will hit. Everyone is fighting each other. They're fighting. So, though, and winning again. Not only that, winning. I am fighting and I will win, and he will lose. All our stupid cricket match. Try to see. All our World Cups are going on. They are a type of a rat race. They are also with a winning and defeating and fighting and non-fighting. So the way the folk story that you and I can collect from our region, whether it be Maharashtra, whether it be Assam, whether it be Kerala or wherever, we have to again see whether those stories are they are different from these stupid values of competition, fighting, war, all these things. So that is what I am telling, that that will make us human, that will make our small children generation human. So it's a
As you
political
mentioned,
task. It's a political task.
yes,
Politics
sir.
is not only political party. It is a stupid way of seeing politics. Politics is how we develop our brain. That's also politics. So it's our political task.
Yes, sir. As you mentioned, the TV animation shows in TVs, that could be like another option how we can reach out to